Word. All right, TJ, how you doing today?
Living the dream, baby. How are you?
Nice. I'm good, chilling. So I wanted to talk today about getting to like 5 closings a month.
A year, a month.
Well, a
can
month.
go.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not a year. A month.
I think
How did
that's a
you
great
do it? How do you do it?
Well, it took until about year 3.5.
Okay.
But there was like, you can't just all of a sudden say, I'm going to kill it this year without some kind of a plan and momentum.
Right.
Uh, my experience was like, it's a snowball effect. And,
Mm-hmm.
and the cool thing is, like, if you stay on top of it, by year 4, things start to get easier. And like, you can really have like a business that's coming to you
Yeah.
as much as you're going to get it. So I think it's just momentum, database management, and constant activity. Those are the 3.
Well, right. And I think you're right. That year, like that year 4 to 6, somewhere in there, depending on how the first years went, somewhere in year 4 to 6 is when everything like clicks for you. You really begin to understand that this is the way that I get business. These are the people that I like doing business with. And you really, I think one of the surprising things about getting to 5 closings a month is that you really only need like 2 lead sources. It's somehow
Yeah.
people you know and somehow people you don't know. But like that's it, right?
No, I actually really like that simplification. Like, if you really keep it that simple, like, what are
Yeah.
you doing to meet new people and what are you
Mhm.
doing to manage your people you already know? That's really, really good, Jen. That's a good
So
tip.
your first 3 years, I think, are all about figuring out how, like you said, how you meet people that you don't know. That's probably the problem with being a real estate agent is there's so many ways to be successful. It's really hard to be like, hey, do this, hey, do that. Because you can do it so many different ways, right? And so it's
Yeah.
like you have to figure out the way that's like authentic to you and what you're good at, and then like really get in there and do that thing.
Yeah, I think that's strong advice. And then the other piece I also think that like we miss on a lot is like, have a budget,
Uh-oh.
stick to your budget. We've got to run it like a business because
Track it.
yeah, it's like and this is something that I learned in year 2. I was doing all these open houses, right? Like a lot.
Mm,
That was kind of like an easy way to like get out there, and it was painless.
yeah.
But I really, when I
It
looked at it,
sounds super painful actually, but
well,
okay.
I like that. Like, it was
Yeah.
cool, but the thing was, like, I looked at the numbers, I wasn't getting any business. So like, I did like 5 deals from 50 open houses, which like, that's a lot of time on a Sunday when you have a family. Like, there's better ways I can spend 100 hours to
Yeah.
get deals.
But do you think, like looking back on it, do you think that you fully did open houses, like fully did the thing?
No, no,
No.
because I like, and this is the other thing, right? Like, and you make a good point. If you don't have a great mentor that tells you, and I had a good mentor, but like, open houses weren't their thing.
Right.
If, like, find somebody who's a master and then do
Yeah.
what they do.
That's it.
Because I was doing 40% open. When I say 40%, like, I wasn't building it up enough. I
Mhm.
wasn't doing the lead up enough. I
Right.
wasn't making it special. I was just opening the door.
Yeah.
Uh, and like, I'm personable. I got some deals that way, but there's a better way.
There
There's a
is.
better way. You should become a master of whatever you're doing and keep it simple.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. What are the ways now that you continue, because you are really good at managing your database, and I have Alan, he's really good at managing our database,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
I'm good at cold calling, so like
yeah.
I still cold call now. What is your way to get in front of people you don't know?
So we're doing kind of a hybrid database referral ask. So like,
Okay.
we are getting this year, I was looking, like, we had 12 agent referrals, which
Okay.
is so cool. Like, that to
That's
me
a
is like,
lot.
yeah, it's like a trophy, man. Like, that's like
Yeah.
your reputation is like, you do a good job, you take
Yeah.
care of people. And like, those things, like that simple little piece can snowball to where
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, TJ's my Cincinnati guy, and like, build
Yeah.
that up.
Right.
Um, the other thing that we do really well is Facebook ads. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's something where It's not as, I would argue, it's not as like direct as cold calling, but it's constant. Like you have to be on top of it. And like cold calling is really good if you're disciplined and you're good at like, hey, I've got 3 hours and I'm gonna crush it.
Right.
I'm not gonna think about it for the rest of the day.
It's not for everybody. Yeah.
No, it's not. But like, I know early on I was like, I don't want to cold call. Well, why? Like try everything and then find what you like. But it's really easy to say, I don't want to do something before you even try it. It's very dumb.
Right. It is. I think too, like what you had mentioned, sorry, I got like a little COVID brain, I think.
It's okay. Yeah, I know. Jen's been going through I was talking about agent referrals. I was talking about
well, your agent referrals, I think too, like getting to the people, it depends on how big your database is, right? And how many deals you want to do. Because you also need to double down on meeting new people because those are the people that are going to be in your database. So if we can figure out, if you share with me how big your database is and you tell us like how many deals you want to do, then we can figure out how many more people you need to add. So do the thing to get those people added. And then once you have them, if that is your goal and that's it, then you're pretty done. Like then you're just hanging out with your database all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what we found is like, you've got to have systems. Like, I know a lot of people say like, I'm a relationship person, I'm relational. I get it. But you still need to have systems because like these people will forget you. I don't care how much they love you. Like, it's crazy. Like you've got to be the last agent that talked to them every time.
Yes.
And like, that's the mentality I have. Like if I touch people 3 times a month, the odds are that I will be the last agent they talk to before they need help.
But what do you say to people that have a concern that like, well, I don't want them to feel like I'm always like selling something or that I'm only reaching out because I want a referral or like whatever.
Yeah. Well, one big thing is like, don't always sell something and don't always ask for referrals. Have a conversation, and like
be an actual person, like be yourself, be a person.
Hey, just thinking about you guys. What are you doing for the holidays? If you need anything, hey, don't forget to do your furnace tune-up. Give them little hints along the year of things they can be doing. Get involved in some services. Like there's a great one called HomeBot that kind of touches them with an email that tells them about their home value, things that like help them just add value. And then maybe once a year, just say, hey, look, like we're getting to the end of the year. We have some big goals. Is there anyone that I might want to know that I could help that might have just had a baby, just got married, just got divorced, got a new job?
Whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. Right. And make it authentic, man, because you don't want to be annoying and you don't want to call for no reason.
It kind of depends on, I think you just want to be like who you are. Right. So like if, like I'm pretty business focused. So like if I call you and shoot the shit, you're going to be like, what the hell is wrong with her? But if I call you and I'm like, hey, TJ, like these 10 things, these whatever, you're gonna be like, okay. And one of those easily could be like, hey, look, I'm looking for somebody who wants to sell their house in Anderson. I know you do a lot of, you live there. Like who do you know that wants to sell their house there? And that would be totally normal for like me to say that to you. Right. Yeah. And if I did it, you'd be like, that's a weird call. Why didn't she ask me for anything or whatever?
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm with you, Jen.
I think people get wrapped up in like, I don't want to sound whatever, but like, just be who you are. So I think, I think some of the things I'm taking from this conversation are, I mean, obviously be authentic, figure out, like have processes and systems in place to keep in touch systematically with the people that you know. That way you're definitely touching them every time. And then have a way that you systematically make new friends.
Yes. Yeah. And like Facebook is a tool. If you're just using it, just like your friend who's not an agent is using it, you're probably not using it right. Like, it's got to be a tool and we've got to treat it as such. Like everything that we're doing, like even these calls, like, am I adding value? Am I leaving them feeling good? Or am I leaving them feeling uncomfortable?
Right.
That's bad. Discomfort is not bad. It's not good. We don't like that.
It depends.
It's right. Well,
I figure if I don't piss at least one person off a day, I'm not helping them grow,
I like that. But what are you telling me? You always say breakdowns lead to breakthroughs.
Exactly.
I hate that. But I love it.
That's awesome. Well, TJ, if people want to talk to you about like their database, if they want to learn more about what you're doing with Facebook ads, like what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, just shoot me a call or a text. It's 513-379-2000. And in January, actually, we're looking to get together with some agents to do some business planning. It'll help us.
Cool.
So if anybody's interested, like, hey, let's set 20 minutes just to chat about like what is next year going to look like. We're
Yeah.
open to it. I think it'll help all of us.
That sounds awesome. All right. Thanks, TJ.
Thanks, Jen. Have a good day.
See ya.